Hi, I'm Nikki Wood, your global visibility expert. And as a part of our Grow Global campaign in 2014, I wanted to talk to the person who can get you hired in any economy, whether it is local, national, or international. She is the career engineer. I call her Francina, but I know sometimes we have to give these fancy titles because you are really the best at what you do when it comes to staying employed, but also finding employment. And for entrepreneurs as well, you have some valuable advice. So I definitely wanted to talk to you early in 2014 so we make sure we stay on track. So you tell me, Francina, don't believe the hype.
Thank you. Happy to be here from Virginia Beach.
Happy to have you here. You say don't believe the hype. There are great jobs out there, right? So tell me what you base that on, and how do people stay competitive in this kind of an economy?
Well, you know our motto, Nikki. Don't get anxious, get prepared. So that's a big part of it. Part of it is your mindset, but also what you're going to do with your actions. I will tell you right now, as we're in the beginning of this year, companies are looking to get great talent. They're posting their jobs out there for the world to see across the USA. We have the TCE Job Stop, which is in partnership with Simply Hired. I'm posting a new job across the USA every 3 hours, and I slowed it down because people said I was posting too many new jobs.
Really?
So isn't that something? I was getting too many jobs on my Facebook page, so let me slow it down a bit. So that's telling me a couple things. Of course, we just got through with 1 year. First quarter hiring is happening. Spring, we're going to have even more increased hiring. So the thing is for our career season changes is this. Is don't focus on it if a company is looking for 100 people or 50. If they're hiring for 10, okay, because we are in any type of economy, a different economy. If they're hiring for 5, the real question is, do you have the competitive advantage? Do you have the edge? Do you have the wow factor? Do you have the performance to get noticed and then to win and get hired? That's the real question.
All right, well, let's start with sales 101. You say you can't sell what you don't know. Explain that to me.
Absolutely. You cannot sell what you don't know. And a lot of times, career seekers will read some book, and let me go here and blast out 1,000 resumes. I'm going to get to that wonderful thing called an interview. Well, that's really known as the sales meeting. So how do you sell a product if you haven't spent at least 40 hours with you, the product, knowing your performance, knowing your accomplishments, having demonstrated leadership, so that when you have that 30-minute conversation or maybe a 15-minute conversation, everything you're sharing with them is how you can make money, keep money, get along, bring new business, okay, work smart on the workplace, and you have to be able to sell yourself. A lot of us have not spent quality time with
And I think that's interesting because I think that we talk a lot about that when it comes to like businesses. You have to have your elevator pitch together. And I even say, as you as a brand, you have to really know who you are and your authentic self to be able to find the people who you're going to serve. But I don't know if I've ever thought about it as going into a company job interview that, I don't know if I have a sales pitch. I just show up and look cute.
Yeah, we all better have one.
Right.
In any economy, no matter whether it's a great economy or not so great, we need to, just like I borrow from the sales folks that the used car salesman lets. No matter if you say up, he has a comeback. If you say sideways, he has a comeback. Well, we need to do the same thing in the interview. We are a product. I mean, this is the new 21st century job search. We are a product. We are a brand. All of us now comes to the marketplace, so we have to be able to sell our product. But the fallacy that most of us suffer from is we don't know us.
Right.
We don't know what we're good at. We haven't really taken the time to look outside of ourselves and say, hey, this is something I do well. Here's my performance factors. Here's my percentages. Here's how much money I've generated during my career tenure. Those numbers speak volumes. So if you don't have any numbers in your brand about how good you are, how you increase something, you're going to be in the unemployment line a very long time.
So, and I guess that means that we really don't have our brand when it comes to our career ready, right? Because I would think all of that goes into getting us ready and our brand together. So what are some parts of our brand that we should really focus on?
Yeah, I break it down to 3 parts. Now, we're in the short end. I could talk to you for hours about this, but I'm gonna keep it small.
Thank you.
There's other famous people waiting to talk to Nikki. So, we have our package, we have our presentation, and we have our response. Okay, look, if anyone think of your brand that way, your package, that's the you. That's everything from your physical self, how you look, how you speak, all those things that grandmama and
Mm-hmm.
granddaddy said, watch your language. Also to how your brand looks, those tangible items, that resume, that cover letter, the LinkedIn profile, your social media footprint, all that stuff you're blogging about, all that stuff you're talking about, that's your package. And right now with the power of Google, an employer can look at your package. Then the second part is your presentation. Now, if you have a wow package, how are you putting it out there? How are you, when someone says, tell me why I should hire you? Give me 30 seconds
Mm-hmm.
and convince me that you're the one I should give the job to. How do you present your package? I mean, is it crisp? Is it clean? I mean, of course, no grammars. Of course, make sure your name's spelled right. So how you present, how you speak, how you, when someone asks you about something that's passionate, are you passionate in your presentation of it? Then we have the response, which is like, how do you close the deal? After you have the interview, what do? Are you sitting around waiting for someone to call you back, or are you being proactive,
Right.
doing things in your target networking that's making you stand out? How you respond, how you follow up. All of that is really a power brand for you working in today's economy.
Now, this is interesting because I talk about this a lot, and I think probably my career, I mean, I already had a pretty good career, but I think my career shifted when I really stopped looking at it as a job and started looking at it in not somebody else's business, but my business. And you say that you really should become a career entrepreneur and not just an employee.
Yes, big difference in mindset,
Mm-hmm.
big difference in performance. I want everyone that's, if you're a W-2 right now, or you're 1099, or you're somewhere in between, okay, because some of us are somewhere in between, you have to think about your 9 to 5 as you are a career entrepreneur. You have to put on the mindset that any business owner would have. I mean, you have to think about when you're doing your job, are you making sure your I's are dotted? Are you making sure your T's are crossed? Are you waiting for the supervisor to keep telling you to do things? Are you an initiator? Are you an activator? Are you following through? Do you have new great ideas? And you want to share those with the right people.
Right.
It's good to have a great idea, but it's more important for the right people to see you having a great idea.
Right.
Right? So you have to think like an entrepreneur today. And we're a global workforce. And so we have to even think outside of the box, outside of our backyard, how the impact I bring to my career will impact everything from the bookkeeper to the rocket scientist to the stockholders. Okay, so we have to put the mind of business at our W-2. That really makes the difference, and it helps you to stand out.
And I think employers can really tell when you're invested in the company, not when you just show up because you want to get a paycheck, but you're really invested not only in your success, but in the success of the company. And I think that leaves room for a lot of things to happen. I mean, I know people that always have a job no matter what happens because their employers know what they're going to bring to the table, what kind of value they're going to lend to that company. So I think that's really a great idea. And then finally, just to round it out, and I really want you to explain this to me, but you say develop your market. How, as an individual, am I supposed to develop my market?
Because you're an entrepreneur. So this is how you develop your market. I love it. It was called market development. And again, I love my business development myself because they can teach the rest of us some good skills. It's
Right.
up to us to find our top 25. I mean, look, folks that I coach, I'm asking them to find their top 100 companies they need to work for. So there's some due diligence involved. There's some research. There's some Google searching. There's some good old-fashioned in the library for 5 or 10 hours to find the companies that meet your passion and your mission, to find them, identify them, read up about them, and then find out if they're hiring, find out the gatekeepers in that company, find out who in maybe your social networking on your LinkedIn profile or just in good old-fashioned word-of-mouth networking, who has access to the people of your identified target you want to get into, and then you work that thing. I don't know how else to say that more eloquently. You got to work that thing so that they can see you coming, or you get third-party connections to that access person, and you get that resume or you get that URL in front of that person. I mean, I'm telling you, it's market development. And I'll tell you what, if you do only that, if you didn't do anything else, and you only did that counts about 40% of the unadvertised. That's the key. The unadvertised job market sits there for people who know how to develop their market.
Absolutely. And maybe I've been doing this because I know, like, in media in general, I mean, they, for legal purposes, have to advertise positions, but normally they know who's going to get that position before it's even publicized. I mean, that's just the way this business works. I mean, they usually eye people. So I guess I kind of do that. I love it. Don't get anxious. Get prepared. It's career engineer. And one thing I really love about you, Francine, is not only are you super supportive of everybody in your network and beyond, but you give so much just free, valuable information to people, who just need help. I mean, it's a really scary thing to be out of work, and not know where to turn. So I really applaud you for being our go-to when it comes to staying employed. So you can get more information. You're everywhere on social networks at Career Engineer. Yeah, everywhere. Your website, tcenow.com, and Facebook /Don't Get Anxious.
Right, and Career Engineer on Twitter. Absolutely. We share good advice all the time. I want folks to get jobs, Nikki.
I know, and I love you for it.
Shopping. It's all about shopping.
Yeah, you're keeping our economy stimulated. I love it.
Yes, mama, I can help you out.
Yep, and it's definitely a way to grow global in 2014. Thank you so much.